Not here. Right, you gotta have to be in chambers for a quorum. Yeah. And the virus stuff. We're calling in. I make sure they say it on it.
Your mic on? Okay, welcome. We'll call this meeting of the Board of Public Works to order. May I have a roll call?
If anyone has a bid or a quote, can you bring that forward, please? Seeing none, no more bids or quotes will be accepted this morning. Thank you. We've got 3 members at this time in the council chambers for our quorum. Andy Jones,
Present.
Andrew Kreider,
Present.
Jeff Schaefer.
Here.
We've got 2 members that are absent this morning at this time, Rose Rivera and Mike Macklin, but we do have a quorum. Thank you.
May I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Moving in a second, may I have a motion to approve the amended agenda?
I can.
Here you go.
Give me one moment. I want to make a motion that we amend the agenda to add the following items under new business. Memorandum of Understanding with Guidance Ministry, an additional services agreement with Shanhold Cleaning, that we award quote 26-03 deck and railing for the Freight House at the New York Central Railroad Museum, and that we accept the Ulrey Park special exception and affidavit from the Parks Department. I would move that we amend the agenda to add those items to new business.
I would second that.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Moving on to the motion to approve the amended agenda.
Second?
Or so moved.
Oh, second?
Motion passes. Open bids and quotes.
You do that.
Can I open?
I'm gonna let Jeff do it.
Let Jeff do it?
Yeah.
Okay. We've
Make
got
sure that everything's there.
Publication. On those 2 dates.
Okay, Mr. Vice President, I have a proof of publication that the notice bidder was published in the Elkhart Truth on February 24th and February 21st, or February 14th and February 21st for bid number 26-01 CSO 13 sewer separation. And we have 2 bids.
Looks like the first bid is from Sells Construction. The base bid is $916,604.60.
It's in order as well.
Second bid is from HRP Construction. Their bid is for $1,060,000.00.
Mr. Vice President, I would move that we refer these bids to staff for review to report back at a later meeting.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Moving on, bid number 2. Street Department resurfacing and curb ramp project. Is that the other one? Is that 2?
Yeah, 2 bids. So
Here
I'll
comes.
figure do the bid
Proof
opening.
of that as well.
Yes, thank you. Yes. So, ma'am. Mr. Vice President, I have the proof of publication published in the Elkhart Truth on February 14th and February 21st, 2026 for bid number 26-08 Street Department Resurfacing Curb Ramp Project. And we have received 3 bids.
Looks like the first bid is from Selge Construction. The base bid is $372,400.00. Next bid is from Reith Riley Construction in the amount of $426,000.00. And the next one is from Premium Concrete. Their bid is $395,420.00.
Mr. Vice President, I would move that we assign these bids to the staff for review to report back at a later meeting.
Second?
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Let the minutes reflect that Rose has joined us. Next, looks like we've got a quote for the New York Central Railroad Museum deck railing replacement for the Freight House. Opening, what, 2 quotes?
Yes, so no proof of publication for this because it's a quote.
I think we'll be opening these and assigning them to the Railroad Museum staff, and if possible, award at the end of the meeting.
Sure how to do that.
Looks like this one is from Hometown Improvements LLC. The total bid amount is $80,857.20. $80,857.20. Next is from A&R Machine. Their bid total is $80,981.00.
Mr. Vice President, I would move that we assign these quotes to staff to report back at the end of the meeting if possible.
Second.
Have motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye, opposed, same sign.
And Mr. Vice President, now that there's a quorum here, I will step down from the board.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. May I have a motion to approve the minutes from February 17th, 2026?
So moved.
Second?
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Yes. Yeah.
Aye.
Next, the claims allowance docket. Is anyone here from the Controller's Office to discuss any of the claims docket?
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the claims and allowance docket. Mr. Chair, I move
Here's-
that, maybe it's not working. Do you hear me? Mr. Chair, I move, now we are. Okay, Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the claims and allowance docket in the total amount of $4,315,357.42, consisting of 31 pages printed on February 24, 2026 at 3:07 p.m.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning. Erin Coons, Deputy Controller. We have one for, to BEC Enterprises for Global Products Model M4 Street Sweeper for $360,133. And that is our largest claim,
That was how much?
$360,133.
Thank you. Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve the claims allowance docket. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Thank you. Moving on to engineering. Got a letter of engagement with Denton Brigham Greenbaum LLC. Morning, Maggie.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the attached letter of engagement and authorization and authorize Corporation Counsel and the Assistant City Attorney of the Public Works and Utilities to sign on the board's behalf.
Second.
Have a motion and a second.
Good morning. We had a variety of issues come up that we just want outside counsel help on. And I guess that's really the best way to put it.
Okay. Okay, then, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Post same sign, motion passes.
Thank you.
Next, we've got the professional services agreement with DJ Construction for on-call construction consulting services.
Mr. Chair, I move that we authorize the board vice president to execute the professional services agreement with DJ Construction for on-call construction consulting services with total fees not to exceed $100,000.
Second.
Thank you. Have a motion and a second.
Board, Jeff Schaefer, Acting Director of Public Works. If you would be so kind to table this to the next meeting. We're still working out some final details with DJ on this contract that we weren't able to finish up last week. So I apologize, but if you could table this to the next meeting, we'll be able to take action at that point.
I move that we table this to the next meeting.
Second.
Have a motion to a table and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Jeff, can I ask really quickly, just, I know we're going to come back to it, but what's lying behind this? Is this just a temporary thing or?
Yeah, the reason behind this contract is, again, just with staffing levels in engineering right now. The engineering staff, Mr. Lucas especially, has a lot of experience in vertical construction. So he has been available to help out a lot of civil city departments when they have various building construction issues that need to be resolved. But his time is now being stretched, filling in for a lot of the tasks I was handling. So this is a contract just to allow DJ to kind of step in. So if, say, your department had a question about a leaky bathroom or that sort of thing, you could call DJ to come in and have him take a look at it, figure out what the best fix is.
Understood. Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I move that.
Let's finish. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Post same sign, motion passes. Tabled.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the documents and grant permission to request quote number 26-05 on-call manhole and curb inlet casting adjustment.
Second.
Have a motion and a second.
Morning. Mark Lucas, Public Works. This quote is for to contract out casting adjustments ahead of the street department on paving projects.
Anybody have any questions? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Post same sign, motion passes. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the documents and request quote 26-06 on-call utility excavation.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Morning.
Good morning, Martin Opsinger, Utility Network Manager at Public Works. This is due to our staffing and distribution. We only have one heavy equipment operator at the moment. This would allow us, to do more projects for after-hours excavations. Have more than one crew or two jobs going at the same time, essentially, for our excavations.
Anyone have any questions?
Mm-mm.
Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the equipment modification consent with Cellusite LLC.
May I have a second?
Second.
Okay, anybody have any questions or comments, Tim?
Good morning, Tim Reeser, Assistant Director. We're asking for you guys to approve this modification consent. T-Mobile has approached us. They just would like to modify some of their equipment that's existing on one of our water towers. This is within their current contract. They're just trying to upgrade to continue to provide exceptional service to their customers.
Okay, does anybody have any questions for Tim? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Pose same sign. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the variance request for Sabor Express LLC to maintain interior grease trap under the 3-compartment sink and implement best management practices in lieu of installing an exterior interceptor for 231 North Main Street.
Second.
Okay, have a motion and a second. Morning, Steve.
Good morning, Board. Steve Brown, Public Works and Utilities. Sabre Express is requesting a variance from installing an outside interceptor due to cost and insufficient spacing. So they are going to implement best management practices by keeping their interior grease trap pumped as needed and maintain pumping records. Pretreatment supports this request.
Does anybody have any questions? Sounds pretty routine. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Pose same sign. Motion passes.
Mr. Chair, I move that we find McDowell Industries Enterprises, Inc. for permit number 85-01 in violation of their industrial wastewater discharge permit for exceeding zinc limits at both end of pipe and end of process monitoring locations, and in accordance with the City of Elkhart's enforcement response plan, impose a penalty in the amount of $3,500.
Have a motion and may I have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Steve?
Yes, this is the second violation for McDowell Enterprises for zinc. This is a resample to confirm compliance. They were back in compliance with nickel, but still out of compliance with zinc on this sampling event. The enforcement response plan recommends a penalty of $3,500.
Is anyone from McDowell Enterprises here or online that would like to speak about this matter? Seeing none?
Steve, what interaction have you had with them about this? I'm sure you've been back and forth. Are they moving towards compliance, or is this just things aren't moving?
So in McDowell's response, an employee wasn't doing what they were supposed to do, and that employee has been let go.
Okay.
We did go back out and resample after this sampling event, and they are back in compliance.
Okay. So it's moving towards.
Yes.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Pose same sign. Motion passes.
Mr. Chair, for discussion purposes, I move that we find McDowell Enterprises, Inc., permit number 85-01 in violation of their industrial wastewater discharge permit for failure to submit report not otherwise specified industrial user process report. In accordance with the City of Elkhart's enforcement response plan, impose a penalty in the amount of $100.
Second.
Have a motion and a second?
Yes, this is a industrial process report that is a requirement, EPA requirement. McDowell failed to submit that report for the second half of 2025. The enforcement response plan recommends a penalty of $100. And also want to make note that due to this being late, they have triggered significant non-compliance, which means that they will be published in the Elkhart Truth.
Does anybody have any questions, or is anyone from McDowell Enterprises here wishing to speak on this or online? Reminding those that are online, if they do wish to speak about anything, that they have to have their mic on and be visible. This is also related to the training issue with that former employee. Do you
I don't know.
know?
Yeah, I'm not sure about those.
All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign, motion passes. PBS.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, for discussion purposes, I move that we find JBS Prepared Foods permit number 2002-01 in violation of their industrial wastewater discharge permit for failure to submit self-monitoring reports by their deadlines, and in accordance with the City of Elkhart's enforcement response plan, impose a penalty in the amount of $1,250.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Steve?
Yes, JBS Prepared Foods submitted multiple self-monitoring reports late. Most of them are insignificant non-compliance, and they also will be published in the Elkhart Truth. The enforcement response plan recommends a penalty of $1,250.
Is anyone here in the chamber from JBS that wishes to speak about this issue or online? Seeing none, move on, take a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Steve, can I just ask about this one too? I mean, we're going back to 2023 and they haven't submitted. They just have not submitted anything for several years.
Yeah, there was some changing of the guards, different personnels that came in, and somebody dropped the ball. Yeah,
Okay.
somebody dropped the ball and they didn't communicate within.
And again, is communication going on now that we're actually going to be back up to speed with them reporting?
Yeah, they're back up to speed. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah.
Mr. Chair, I move that for discussion purposes, we find Bunnell Aluminum, Inc., permit number 91-01 in violation of their industrial wastewater discharge permit requirements and assess penalties, and in accordance with the City of Elkhart's enforcement response plan, impose a penalty in the amount of $100.
Second.
I have a motion and a second.
Yeah, Bonnell Aluminum is required also in their permit to submit a report with their industrial user process twice a year. The second half report for 2025 was not submitted by January 25th. The enforcement response plan recommends a penalty of $100.
Is there anyone here in the council chamber from Bunnell that wishes to speak on this? Morning.
Morning.
Have you signed your name? Okay. Be sure and state your name too for the minutes.
Todd Emmerich, Bunnell Aluminum. Rebecca Robbins, Bunnell Aluminum.
Okay.
I'm actually going to let Todd do most of the speaking today because I'm.
Okay.
All right. I think we're on here a few times, right? Yeah, we actually have 3.
I figured he was the one since he's got the vest on.
We kind of typed out here so that I can make sure I can keep the chain of everything that happened here. So we appreciate you guys meeting with us today. Our goal is to walk through the notice of violation and clarifying the issues that arose. We do want to acknowledge the notice of violation we received in December, and that was addressed in February. What concerned us most was that the notice alleged multiple months of non-compliance yet prior to December. We had received no indication, verbally or in writing, that any issues were occurring or that violations were occurring. We were also not advised that the updated permit included entirely new parameters that had never been required under previous permit renewals. Without that notification, we had no opportunity to identify or correct issues in real time. The situation carried over to the current issue that was sampled in December and reported in January. The source of the initial issue was the parameter in question was the CBOD5, which was a new addition to the updated permit in October. Historically, the permit remained consistent year over year, and because no communication highlighted these additions, they were inadvertently overlooked during the transition on our end. The area of sampling was also new. The city, unknown to us, had changed from using the terms manhole A and B to using end of pipe and end of process, and that caused a little confusion on our lab side. Had we been informed the permit requirements had materially changed, we would have adjusted our sampling and internal processes immediately. As soon as we received the notice of violation in December, we took immediate action. We implemented a visual checklist in the lab to ensure all parameters were reviewed before each sampling event, and that includes a do done board where the list is on the board, and then once we accomplish it, we flip a little magnet over to show that it's been accomplished, so that anytime management walks by, they're able to see that stuff is being taken care of. We also added the preventative maintenance notifications. That's our system for doing all of our preventative maintenance. We've now added that, the permit requirements to that, so that it electronically generates reminders now that needs to be done. So that way, if there's any change in lab staffing or anything, we will still get automatic notifications sent out that, a sampling is due. And we also conducted a line-by-line permit review with our licensed wastewater consultant, Scott Schutte, to ensure full understanding of every requirement. Additionally, with our laboratory partner, Element, they have now uploaded our permit directly into their system. This ensures that all sample collection locations and requirement parameters are automatically cross-checked against the permit going forward. So our lab now will also be cross-checking everything we send to them with the permit to make sure that everything is in compliance. However, all these changes came after the sampling was completed for December, and so we're not fully in place until January.
Okay. So it sounds like, for those who don't know, after this, there are two other enforcement actions that are being considered. So it sounds like you're speaking on
Yes, sorry.
all
yes.
three. That's fine. They're all kind of the same.
Yeah, because they're all kind of
thing.
mixed together in
Right.
the
Okay.
situation, so.
Are you saying that this first one that we're considering, which is,
I don't know why it was late. Everything was to Scott on time and Scott should have.
Yeah, we have to hear you.
sorry.
Sorry. I don't know why it was late. Everything was submitted to Scott Schutte on time, and I know that there was a changeover with them trying to do it through the internet, if that caused some of the delay, but I don't know why it was late.
Okay, but in terms of the notices that you would have liked to receive that you didn't receive, that wouldn't have affected this one that we're considering right now? Okay.
Steve, do you have anything to add? Or are you finished with, do you have anything more?
Yeah.
On the first?
Oh, not on.
No, on the first.
Fir-
we're on
okay.
the other. Sorry.
Bifocals. Bifocal. Yeah, I appreciate Bynell coming and showing up today and explaining from their standpoint. But we do have documentation that we did reach out to Bynell representatives, letting them know the drafted permit before it was brought to the board for some feedback from Bynell representatives if there is anything with the permit that they were unsure of or needed some clarification on. We didn't get any feedback, so we moved forward with presenting the updated permit to the board. Board approved the permit, and then pretreatment staff did go out to Bonnell and communicate that the new permit requirements as well. And but still, we still have these enforcement actions. I do understand that there has been some changes, but we did do some communication with Bonnell representatives, letting them know prior to the permit renewal being granted by the board and also thereafter. So.
All right, then. Have anything to add, anyone? Okay, we'll go ahead and take a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Next.
Okay. Mr. Chair, for discussion purposes, I move that we find Benella Aluminum Inc. permit number 91-01 in violation of their industrial wastewater discharge permit requirements and assess penalties, and in accordance with the City of Elkhart's enforcement response plan, impose a penalty in the amount of $600.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Steve?
Yes, Bonnell Aluminum has a self-monitoring requirement. They have monthly requirements and then they also have semi-annual requirements as well. The parameters for cadmium, chromium, copper, lead, silver, zinc, cyanide, and total toxic organics was missing for the second half of 2025. The enforcement response plan recommends a penalty of $600.
Okay. Did you have anything you wanted to add to that?
This is the ones that. So these were pulled from the opposite manhole. So this was part of the confusion, was that there was a material change to the documents where we have a manhole that is end of process and a manhole that is end of pipe. They were about 5 feet apart. And the end of process is just what comes out of the actual wastewater tanks of what we're actually producing. End of pipe includes about 1,000 gallons a month of toilet water. So they were pulled from that pipe and not from the end of process pipe, which created some, like, because of the name change. So prior to that, in our permits, they were labeled manhole A and manhole B. The new permit was listed as end of process, end of pipe, which created confusion in our lab, in our internal lab. So I can show you, I have a document because those materials were pulled.
Thanks.
The gray one on there is the one that was pulled to go back to the pipe.
That's okay.
Sorry. The gray one that is on there is the one that was pulled from the wrong place. The next 2 months are the next two that are green underneath that are the ones that were pulled from the correct location. You can see there is no material difference in the sampling data. And they're well underneath the established limits.
So are you saying that you actually did the sampling, just not where it was required to be done?
Yes.
Okay.
I guess my question would be, if we're doing this once a month, why did it take 6 months to work this out?
We don't do it, we were not doing it once a month. It is only required to do every 6 months. So we put a process in place where we are now pulling it every month. And we wanted to know for ourselves if there was a material difference in in the numbers, and there is none.
We increased our sampling as well, just in case there ever is a delay. So like if we pulled in December, let's say, and it didn't come back, we had a sample from November then at least. So, and if, for some reason a lab changeover got missed or anything happened, we increased our sampling just so we can make sure we're always getting samples on time.
So is the gray, is that where you guys had always sampled previous?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And really in our plant, there is the into process pipe for our anodizing line. And then the only thing that is added, because there is no other processes, is the human sewage and stuff. There is no other joining of any other water or fluids from any other spot.
Well, it sounds like you made a good faith effort to comply.
Then we've also, as soon as it's warm up here, we are working on permanently welding onto the manhole covers to identify them comparable to the permit. That is one thing that'll happen here as soon as it's warm enough as well.
Okay. All right, thank you. Anything else?
That also addresses the CBOD5 that's on the next
Okay.
query.
All right, we'll bring it back. What's the pleasure of the board here?
I don't know, did staff have any thoughts in light of what was just said to add or anything?
It's out your way.
Nope. We're just following the ERP and it's up to the board if they would like to reduce or increase or waive the penalty. So
Again, Jeff Schaefer, Acting Director of Public Works, and just want to probably speak a little more in generalities. First of all, I do appreciate Benel being here, and I appreciate that they've worked with Steve and Dara and their team to try and get in compliance, and I do understand some of their frustrations. And I'm not here to persuade you either way to support or our recommendation or support their position. Staying in compliance is difficult. Recently, I had to start running a wastewater plant. That's scary. And I do understand when we get new permit requirements, the effort it takes to immediately digest that permit as quickly as possible and try and apply it. So there is a challenge there. At the same time, it's my understanding that they received the permit back in October. And so they did have about 90 days to do that. So while it is a challenge, I think they were notified. So I guess I just want to give you that color. I don't necessarily want to try and persuade you either way. This is a unique situation. They did get a lot of new requirements that they had to digest quickly, but that's also life sometimes with an industry like that, of having to digest that quickly and move. And again, I appreciate what they've said today and how they've applied different things. In a perfect world, that would have been applied sooner and we wouldn't be standing here, but I do realize life happens. So just want to kind of give you that overall perspective and appreciate your consideration either way on this matter.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I would move to reduce the penalty to $300.
I would second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to reduce the penalty from 600 to 300. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Moving on.
You need to vote on the amended motion. That was an amendment,
Okay.
please.
All right, let's have a vote then on the amended, or do we have a motion? We have a motion to amend. Now we have a vote.
So moved on the amended motion.
And I'll second that.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes again.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Chair, I move that we find, for discussion purposes, that we find Bonella Aluminum, Inc. for permit number 91-01 in violation of their industrial wastewater discharge permit requirements and in accordance with the City of Elkhart's enforcement response plan, impose a penalty in the amount of $2,500.
Second.
Have a motion and a second.
Yes, this would be the third offense for not monitoring for CBOD 5. Just a quick update that the board did impose a penalty for October violation. I believe that was in the amount of $300. And then the board waived the second offense that was in the amount of $1,500. And now we're here for the third offense, and according to the enforcement response plan, the third offense imposes a penalty of $2,500.
Okay, thank you. Any,
From our perspective, we acknowledged the notice of violation since October. But we were, I think, first notified of this in December. So when we missed it, starting in October and going forward, we found out about all these notice of violations in December. And so once we found out we were missing these tests, we immediately started doing these tests.
any questions, comments?
And if you look on the spreadsheet that I gave you, it was pulled in the same issue. It was pulled from the wrong manhole. It's on there and it's.
Okay. So, and if you can refresh our recollection as to the prior two that we took action on, and
We had never pulled CBOD before.
okay.
So when he pulled it in December, he pulled it from the manhole he thought he was supposed to pull it from.
Okay.
So we didn't have these results back when we had when we were
That
here
was
last
my
time.
question. Yeah, so you
So
didn't know.
that's when I put the spreadsheet together, was so that you could see that there's no material difference in pulling from one or the other.
Sounds like the circumstances were much the same as the previous action item. Okay, Steve, you have anything more on this one?
I do not.
Okay, bring it back to the board. Board, what are you thinking? What's your pleasure on this action?
I guess I would make a motion to amend to impose a penalty of $1,250.
So again, by half. Andrew, what are you thinking?
I'll second that.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. All those in favor of reducing the fine by half to $1,250 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Thank you for coming in and explaining that. Appreciate your efforts moving forward. Now we'll take a vote for our amended motion. Do you have a motion to amend? Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Amended motion passes. Moving on to Ebo.
Okay, for discussion purposes, I move that we find Bimbo Bakeries, permit number 2006-03 in violation of their industrial wastewater discharge permit for exceeding fog limits at their end of pipe monitoring location, and in accordance with the City of Elkhart's enforcement response plan, impose a penalty in the amount of $2,750.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Steve?
Yes, this is Bimbo Bakery. Unfortunately, they submitted this, the analysis results in January, which they were actually supposed to submit these results in August. But, so this is without trying to make it more complicated, this would be the third violation, and the enforcement response plan recommends a penalty of $2,750. It is also this analytical result of 324 milligrams per liter is also 20%, more than 20% of the established limit. So there's an additional $250 penalty.
Okay, is anyone from Bimbo Bakeries present or online that would like to speak to this? Seeing none, bring it back to the board. Any discussion?
Steve, it feels like we see Bimbo come up fairly regularly. Is communication not easy with them about what's being required?
That's a good question. We are currently working with them to present to the board a consent order due to these multiple fog violations. We're hoping to bring this consent order to the board at the next board meeting, but we're going to see if they fulfill their requirements. So it's been somewhat of a challenge to get them to respond promptly, but we're working with them.
Okay. Yeah.
Does your communication include any site visits?
Yes. We do site visits and meet.
They're not just getting an
internally as
email
well.
so they're not just getting an email or a letter.
That's
They're
correct.
talking with someone and it's still
That's correct.
a problem.
Yep.
Okay. Does anyone else have any questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Fine of $2,750 is approved. Moving on to the next one.
Yes, Mr. Chair. For discussion purposes, I move that we find Bimbo Bakeries, permit number 2006-03 in violation of their industrial wastewater discharge permit for failure to submit a self-monitoring report by the required deadline. And in accordance with the City of Elkhart's enforcement response plan, impose a penalty in the amount of $250.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Steve?
Yes, Bimbo Bakeries did some sampling in July. And ultimately, that report is due to be submitted by the 25th of August. They didn't submit this report until January 2026. They have triggered significant noncompliance, which will also include that they will be published in the Elkhart Truth. The Enforcement Response Plan recommends a penalty of $250.
Is anyone from Bimbo on present or online would like to speak to this? Seeing none, bring it back to the board. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I move that we ratify 2 water assessments, 3 sewer assessments, 1 driveway permit, 1 release of bond, and 1 revocable permit.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Moving on to new business.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the analytics agreement and allow IT Director James Gerald to sign and execute said agreement on our behalf at a monthly cost of $1,515 per month and a one-time fee of $3,125.
I have a motion. May I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Morning.
Hello, Patrick Stokes, IT Department. IT is requesting authorization to partner with Analytics for co-location in their data center space and internet connectivity services. This agreement will allow the city to have redundant internet connectivity and separate diverse paths into the city. This is necessary to ensure the event of a localized fiber cut or power outage, the city maintains connectivity available to continue business operations. The agreement has a monthly cost of $1,515 per month and a one-time fee of $3,125. The agreement has been reviewed and approved by legal. As stated, is requested that James Gerald, IT Director, be authorized as signer.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Both same sign. Passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the Pantera purchase agreement and allow IT Director James Gerald to sign and execute the contract on our behalf in the amount of $44,974.93, utilizing a Sourcewell contract.
Is that an annual amount? Or monthly, or what is it?
It looks like it might be a one-time purchase.
Okay,
Is that right?
That's correct.
all right. Thank you. Okay, thanks. Give us explanation.
I'm sorry, I'm second.
Patrick Stokes, IT Department. IT is requesting authorization to purchase a software solution for pen testing and vulnerability scanning software called Pantera. This software will allow IT to scan our environment for risks and mitigate them prior to a threat actor exploiting them. We have negotiated the price down from the encumbered 2025 quote of $59,963.33 to $44,974.93, saving the city an additional almost $15,000. The contract has been reviewed and approved by legal and utilizes the Sourcewell QPA. We are requesting James Gerald be authorized as signature.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone have any additional questions or comments about the software purchase? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign.
Thank you.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the agreement with Barnes and Thornburg LLP professional services agreement in connection with the proposed issuance of the City of Elkhart, Indiana Taxable Revenue Notes, Series 2026, for the purpose of funding the construction of an overpass for Hively Avenue in the city and paying the costs of issuance of the notes, and authorize Corporation Counsel to execute the agreement upon council's approval.
I have a motion. May I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Hi, Maggie.
I think Rose explained it all.
Okay. Very good.
Do you have any questions?
No, nope. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Pose same sign. Motion passes.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the proposed one-time purchase with Lamar Advertising for billboard placement as part of the Spring Awareness Campaign.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Here you go. Morning.
Good morning. Name's Hugo Madrigal, 31 coordinator for the city. Just respectfully requesting approval from the board for 3 billboards placements throughout the city to promote MyElkhart 311.
Okay, great. Does anyone have any questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Pose same sign. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the contract with Community Planning Insights for professional services in the amount of $30,000.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Morning.
Good morning. Mary Casca, Community Development. This is a professional services contract with Community Planning Insights. They provide support to our community development block grant program. And this will be funded out of the Development Services, Economic Development, Professional Services line item.
Does anyone have any questions? Obviously, this was budgeted, a budgeted item?
Yes.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, pose same sign. Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the contract with Baker Tilly Advisory Group, LP, for professional services.
May I have a second?
Second.
Motion is second. Hello, Eric.
Good morning. Eric Trotter Planning. I got to flip to a new page. Good morning, Baker Tilly. We are requesting approval of the contract with Baker Tilly to provide professional services in preparation of our fiscal plans for annexation petitions.
Anybody have any questions, comments for Eric?
I didn't see an amount in here. Is it just hourly?
It's just hourly.
Okay. Is there a not to exceed amount at all?
No, we typically only have between 3 and 4 a year. We budget for it.
Okay.
Any more questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, pose same sign. Thank you, Eric.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the Polko Community Benchmark Survey in the amount of $20,000.
May I have a second? I have a motion and a second. Hey, Alex.
Hey, how's it going? Alex Otto, Director of Communications. A community benchmark survey gives us an opportunity to benchmark where we're at internally and to be able to compare that to other cities across the United States. And that's what Polko does.
Anyone have any questions or comments for Alex?
Talk a little more about benchmark and how does that fit into communication plan and all of those things?
Yeah, so a benchmark survey is a survey that's mailed out, and they'll mail that out. They try and get about 500 responses, and they try and get it equitably distributed across the city by, race and age. And those are all standardized questions that have been vetted so that they're not leading or, biased in any way. And then when we get the results back, we can look and say, okay, maybe how do you feel about leaf pickup or something? That's not saying that's one of the questions, but then we can compare that to, okay, other cities in the Midwest polled really well in that. We did terrible. Now we know that's an area that we need to focus on, and then we can work on strategically figuring out how to better ourselves in those
In
categories.
terms of comparing us with other cities of a similar size and location.
Correct. They will almost all be comparable questions, hence why they call them benchmarks. Gives you an idea of where you size up compared to other communities in the United States.
Thank you.
Alex, how many do you anticipate have to mail out in order to get 500 back? It's a pretty big number.
Yeah, I think, I don't know the exact number of how many they'll mail out. I was more focused on how many responses. And when I was interviewing different benchmark survey companies for a town our size, between 400 and 500 was pretty standard. But I would imagine they'll be mailing out a lot of mailers.
Right. Because the way people sort their mail,
Yeah, yeah. And they do have an online portion, but that's a different portion of the survey. It's really easy to abuse online surveys, so that's why they still do a mail out, which is much harder to, stuff the answers or flub the results.
I'm assuming there'll be some sort of a media campaign or news story, let people know to look for it and expect it, maybe get a better result. I don't know. You thought of that?
They haven't discussed that specifically, but I will, hopefully this passes today, and then we'll start working through the specifics of how they recommend alerting the public.
Then when you get the results back, what do you plan? Maybe you don't know what the action plan is until you know what the data tells you, I'm assuming, but.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. Once we have the data back, then we can pick some areas that we need to improve in, and then, identify the departments who we need to partner up with. And ideally, with a benchmark survey, you would identify those, work on them for a year or two, and then we would do another benchmark survey in 2 or 3 years to see, okay, did we improve in the areas that we wanted to improve in?
Can this be sent out or attached to the 311 app somehow where people go in there can see
The
it?
online portion can, but the mailed out portion is what's
right,
probably the most valuable out of the contract.
All right. All right, ready to take a vote? Anybody have any more comments or questions? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Thank you. Motion
Thank you,
passed.
guys.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the proposed logo for Elkhart's designated outdoor refreshment area as presented by the Department of Development Services.
I second that.
Motion and a second. Morning.
Good morning, Drew Wines, Development Services. The Common Council recently approved an ordinance granting local approval for Elkhart's designated outdoor refreshment area. Your pack includes the door logo, the vendor entry and exit signs, and sample signage for all merchants, showing where they stand on DORA. And we're asking for your approval of the logo to satisfy the ordinance.
Who did the logo, Drew?
We worked internally and with Smart 41.
Looks pretty snazzy.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Okay, any more questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I move that we accept the quote from 4T Door as the lowest, most responsive and responsible quote and allow the City of Elkhart Assistant Fleet Manager to sign the contract.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Board. This is something we budget for. We need new doors that seal well, so help with heating and cooling. And then we upgraded some doors so that we would be more efficient on our delivery vehicles coming in and out of parts. So just mainly keeping our air and ceiling good. So
These are sorry, any questions for me?
yeah, all the overhead doors.
All the overhead doors there at Central?
That's correct.
How many are there?
8. Am I right?
6 main, and then we're doing the 2 delivery doors.
Yeah, that's right. So 8.
Is this tracks and operators too? Okay.
In and out build. Yeah, well, yeah.
And that was a capital item that you budgeted for?
Yes.
Sounds similar to another department.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Any more questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Pose same sign. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I move that we authorize Josh Holt, City of Elkhart Fleet Manager, to solicit quotes for Public Works Maintenance Division, quote number 26-08 for Ford F-250 pickup truck equipped with a snow plow for the Public Works Department.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Josh?
Good morning, board. This is hopefully the last pickup truck we have to buy this year. This initially should have gone on to the city truck bid that was a little earlier this year, but it was brought to my attention after that process on those had started. So it's just a kind of a missed one that we're filling up and replacing, so.
Anybody have any questions or comments? This is a Sourcewell?
No, this will be quoted out.
It'll be quoted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be, I mean, I know prices now of things are crazy, but hopefully it'll be under 150 as a joke. Yeah, it will be.
What the 150 means in a Ford 150?
Maybe.
The other quote for the multiple number of trucks, who was awarded, do you I don't recall? who
EB.
Awarded that, was it EB? Okay.
Yeah, EB Ford.
That's right, they were significantly lower, weren't they?
Yeah, yeah, the amount that they gave us on our trades was quite significant.
Okay. Does anyone else have any more questions or comments for Josh regarding this quote? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, pose same sign. Thank you.
Thank you, board.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the renewal of the attached property insurance policy for the Woodland Crossing building.
Have a motion, may I have a second.
Second.
Morning, Gloria.
Good morning. Gloria Lopez, Human Resources Manager. We asked the board to approve the property insurance renewal for Woodland Crossing.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions or comments for Gloria? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, pose same sign. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I move that we ratify partial payment requests number 5 and number 6 in the amount of $25,851 to Roberts Environmental Services LLC from SRF Loan WW221-62005 for remediation work performed at 1101 East Beardsley Avenue.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Hi, Adam.
Good morning. Adam Fan, Assistant Director of Redevelopment. This is just to ratify the 2 payments for work that's been done by Roberts Environmental at 1101 Beardsley for the remediation project through the SRF funding.
Through where?
I'm sorry?
Where the funds come from?
SRF.
Okay. So, does anybody have any questions or comments for Adam regarding this? All right. Seeing none, pay that bill. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the attached memorandum of understanding between the City of Elkhart and Guidance Ministries for the handling of personally identifiable information found during the disposition of personal property.
Second.
Okay, a motion and a second. Does anyone here wish to speak on this? Morning, Kevin.
Good morning, Kevin Davis, City Legal. The city has implemented a policy for dealing with private property or personal property that's discovered on city property. It's the disposition of said property. As part of this plan, we will find instances where there's PII or personally identifiable information. So we've entered into an MOU with Guidance Ministry for them to hold on to those items and for those who are unhoused to be able to locate those items at Guidance Ministries. So that way, that stuff that's irreplaceable can be easily found.
Okay, any more questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Thanks, Kevin.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the addition of emergency cleaning services to the city's contract with Shanholt Cleaning in the amount of $500 per call.
Have a motion, may I have a second?
Second.
A motion is second. Maggie?
Yeah, occasionally at Public Works will require a cleaning service, and we just recently discovered that employees were cleaning things up, and it's really kind of a health hazard. So we'd like to just add this on to the contract. And that's why we had them send us a quote. So if we have to call them out, they'll be there within 90 minutes and charge us $500.
Can you give an example of what, so this isn't just like somebody spills coffee in the microwave. What is?
It's like issues where human waste, let's put it that way. Okay.
Okay.
Will we be awarding the deck railing replacement for the Fright House quote today? Oh, sorry, I apologize. I'm somewhere else.
Go ahead. Go ahead. All right, let's go ahead and take the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Thanks. Yeah, that was the next one.
You want to speak to on the record about?
Or you could speak with your attorney too, if you wanted to.
Yeah, what do you want to do
beforehand.
first? Why don't you consult, you want to consult with Maggie first? Go ahead.
Okay. We can go to the next one.
Yeah, let's move on.
Okay, Mr. Chair, I move that we approve and authorize the signing of the special exception and accompanying affidavit necessary for the Ellery Park improvements and expansion.
Have a motion. May I have a second?
Second.
Does anyone wish to speak on this? Looks like Eric was just dying to.
Good morning. I am not Jameson Zarnecki. Just for clarification of the record, I'm filling in this morning. This is a request to have the Board of Works sign the special exception paperwork on behalf of the City of Elkhart as a part of this Ellery Park expansion project. Because it is expanding and there are new additions going on at the park, we need to have a special exception filed through the Planning Department. I'm sorry, it's owned by the Board of Works.
Okay. For some reason, I was thinking that park was already landlocked.
It's expanding on a vacant parcel next to it, so we need a new special exception.
Okay. All right then. Anyone else have any more questions or comments? Seeing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Thanks, Eric. Go to participation.
Sure. We're ready? Okay. I just need the sheet whenever you're ready. That's okay. Okay. Mr. Mr. Chair, I move that we award the quote number 26-03 for deck railing replacement for the Fright House to Hometown Gene Beachy with a contract price in the amount of $80,857.20.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any comments?
This has been a long time coming for us to have this deck replaced. Appreciate the approval.
It was pretty competitive, I understand.
Yeah, it was only about $100 some between the two.
Right, right.
And this is the deck next to the engine and all the way down, is that right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Replaces the entire portion and the railing. Yeah.
Needs it. All right then. Do we have a motion to approve? We have a motion to approve in a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Anything else?
No.
Moving on to public participation. Does anyone in the council chamber wish to speak on anything relating to the board business? Tim.
Tim Reeser, Assistant Director. I just wanted to make you guys aware, at one of your prior meetings, you guys approved the award for our annual material bid for the utility. It has come to our attention that one of the bidders did not include freight and shipping charges in their low bid. So when we went to place our first order this year, that put their bid price ahead of the next lowest. So we're looking at the language within the contract, but we will probably be back at a future meeting to rescind that award and award to a next lowest bidder. But I just want to bring that to your guys' attention as we're going to probably place an order with the next lowest in anticipation that you guys will approve, just so we don't have to stop our operations while we work through this process.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Thank
the
you.
heads up. Does anyone else in the chamber wish to speak to the board on anything related to agenda item? Does anyone online have anything they'd like to speak to the board about? Seeing none, we'll close the public participation. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. We're adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, we got some more signatures.